Hey, what's up, guys? Brian here with part two of differences between Ireland and the US. Okay, so last time we ended on 11, so I'm just going to keep going straight from there. I got my stopwatch started again just so I know how long it's been, and I'm hoping to make it through the rest of these, but I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through each one. So there might be a part three coming. We will find out. Okay, so number 12 is the roads are backwards. Obviously, they drive on the left side of the road, your left over here, and we drive on the right side of the road. But they're also super thin, and that wasn't something I expected. So I knew that they drive on the opposite side of the road as us, but the roads are so thin that sometimes between the two, it'll be like one lane each way, and the cars are flying by each other with probably that much space between them as they pass. And there's also pedestrians on the sides of the road, and there's probably that much space between them and the pedestrians in some areas. Now that's an extreme area. If you're going down to Doolin, if you're going north of Galway, the roads are going to start getting really thin like that. But in Dublin, they're not quite that bad. But they are a lot thinner than you'll expect. So plan accordingly, because it's going to be scary if you go in some of those areas and you try walking on the road and you feel like you're going to get hit by a car. So, number 13 is there's live music in every bar. And not quite every bar, but there's live music in almost every bar you'll go into. And they call them pubs. It's pretty much, it's synonymous. So you'll be walking down the street and you'll hear some music. You're like, oh, who's playing? And then you'll walk into the pub and you'll listen to them. Then you'll start walking down the street again and you'll hear more live music. It's almost like you're in Nashville. If you guys have ever been in Nashville, it's really cool. So I definitely recommend going out to some pubs. You don't even need to use Google to find the ones with live music. So you just kind of walk down the street and you'll find them. Especially in Temple Bar area, that's kind of like the touristy area, so that's what they're known for, is live music. But pretty much everywhere else around like that area, and even in Galway, at least, are the ones I can speak to, and there's live music in all of them. Okay, so number 14. Oh, I'm doing great. Number 14 is there's no guns anywhere. And this, obviously, I kind of knew coming in, and you guys probably do too. Like, America's really into their guns, and other countries are terrified of them. But what I didn't expect is even the cops don't have guns. So, yeah, it just kind of threw me off, because I assumed that cops at least should be able to protect themselves, because that's their job. But apparently not. They have... Honestly, I don't know what they carry. I haven't looked into it. But yeah, nobody has guns. There is a armed unit, and they are only to take care of the gangs. Mostly only to take care of the gangs who have guns. So that's the extent of the guns in Ireland. And I've heard there's shooting ranges too. I have not looked into it. I don't know if that's true, but I have heard there is shooting ranges, so you can go and practice shooting, even though you're not allowed to like own one. Okay, no guns anywhere. Number 15, bathrooms. If you ever have to go to the bathroom in public, first off, there's a good chance you'll have to pay for it. But if you're in a restaurant, or if you're in like in parks, bathrooms you have to pay for. If you want to go to the bathroom and you're not like in a restaurant, you probably have to pay for it. But if you're eating out, if you're in a pub, if you're, I don't know, shopping, and you have to use the bathroom, they call them toilets. I guess we would call them restrooms. Bathrooms more in the home. But anyway, they call it the toilet. So you have to go to the toilet. And that's like the room, the name of the room as well. And it's a maze to get to. McDonald's, what I have found at least, is notoriously bad for the maze, but everywhere else is mazes too. So the entire city is kind of built up more so than wide, because when they planned it out, they didn't expect more people to come. So it's a lot of residential around Dublin. So they have to keep building up. And because of that, if you need to get to the bathroom, McDonald's specifically I'm talking about right now, but everywhere else too. I've walked into a McDonald's, gone up a flight of stairs because it said bathroom this way or toilet this way, and then I turn around and I see another sign that says toilet this way. I walk up another flight of stairs and I have to walk across the entire building to get to the toilet. And then I almost got lost on my way down because there was 2 flights of stairs. It was the weirdest thing. So just know it's going to be a maze to get to the toilet if you're in public. And yeah, be prepared. If you're cutting it close, good luck. Okay, fantastic. Number 17, right? 16 toilet. No, number 16. Still about toilets, but this is about the actual toilet itself, not the room. Number 16. Toilets don't flush normal. And I didn't think that would matter. I didn't think I would care. But the toilets don't flush normal, and it's very disappointing. So our toilets, we would flush it, the water would drain, you'd get like this glump sound, and then it'll start filling back up. But here, you flush the toilet, and it kind of just like drains and fills at the same time. So water's rushing out, water's rushing in. It's just a constant flow. And then once the bowl empties, it'll stop, and that's the end of it. So it's not as satisfying. It just kind of like, and that's it. But ours, it's like you get it flushed because you hear the sound, and then you don't. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. I didn't think I would miss it. Honestly, I started missing it after the first week of being here because I wasn't expecting it, and I just assumed all toilets flush the same. But here they don't, and it's very upsetting. When you guys get here, you'll know what I'm talking about because you probably think I'm crazy missing a toilet in the States just because of a sound. Anyway, that was 16. Number 17. Sorry, one second. Number 17. Showers don't always close all the way. So this is weird to me. It's hard to explain, but the shower I have now in this apartment, there's not even a 3-foot wall, 2-foot wall from the faucet out, from like the wall that the faucet's on out. There's a 2-foot glass wall, and that's it. And so it gets the bulk of the water. It stops the bulk of the water from splashing out, but water still splashes out everywhere because it's hitting you and it's bouncing off. And it's just like they just don't care. Like it just wasn't planned out that like water would splash, or just like, I don't know, just nobody cares. And it's not just specifically this place. I've been in hostels before where there's been a curtain and the curtain didn't close the entire thing, so water could still splash out. I've been in another hostel where it was actually the very bottom of the shower had a gap about this big from the wall to the floor. So like it would close, but it wouldn't seal, so water could still splash out at the bottom. It's strange that they don't seal it all the way so water doesn't splash out of the shower. But I guess they just don't care. I don't know if they were trying to save material when they were making the doors or what their thought process was. But just expect the shower, water's going to splash out of the shower. You just kind of have to get used to that. Not all showers. I have been in 3 showers that I could think of. I traveled around a lot. But 3 showers that I could think of that actually closed the whole way. But there's been more than there should have been, where the doors just wouldn't seal, or the curtain just wouldn't seal closed, so water was able to splash out. Okay, what was that? 17 showers don't close. All right, 18. Okay, we could probably get through a few more of these. 18. The first floor of a building isn't called first floor, it's called ground floor. And the second floor of the building is called first floor to them. That's going to be hard to explain. So if you're walking in off the street just straight in from the street to the building, you're on the ground floor. And then if you walk up a flight of stairs, you're now on the first floor of the building. And then if you walk up another flight of stairs, you're now on the second floor. Whereas what we're used to, when you walk in off the street, you're on the first floor. If you walk up a flight of stairs, you're on the second. So it doesn't change a lot because you're still on the same, you're still walking up the same amount of stairs, but it makes elevators really confusing because you'll press 1 thinking you're going down to the first floor and you're really on the second floor, or what we would call the second floor. And then you would have to either walk down the stairs or click it again, and you just feel like an idiot. So just know, if you're trying to get down to the bottom, the very bottom where like the lobby is, or the street, to get out to the street, it's G. It's usually a G or sometimes ground or something. But yeah, first floor is not what you would expect. Okay, first floor. 19, right? Yeah, 19. This one's not too crazy, but it is a little odd for me at least. The door handles, like the handles themselves, not the knobs, but the handles, the ones where you actually have to pull down, only go down. So I'm used to them going, this might just be at my house, I have no idea. Not a lot of people have door handles anyway, that I've seen in the States. But you can't push the door handle up. It's down, opens the door, up, just doesn't move. It'll go to horizontal, and it just won't move from there. So I'm used to it going down, opens it, and up, opens it, which most of the time you'll go down anyway. But sometimes if you have something in your hands and you have to get it with your elbow, maybe you'll push it up. But here you won't be able to do that. You'll be like, wait, why isn't it working? And you'll have to try and maneuver all the stuff in your hands so you can open the door. But anyway, that one almost never affects you, but it's just weird to me at least. Okay, number 20, everybody jaywalks. Everybody jaywalks. I know you might think, oh, I jaywalk sometimes. No, you've never jaywalked like this. I don't know if I have actually. If it's a busy road, you can't jaywalk because you'll get hit by a car. But even then, you'll look for the gaps, and if there's a big enough gap that you can make it, you book it to the other side of the street. But if it's not a super busy road and there's some gaps between the cars, I don't know if anybody's ever stopped at the jaywalk or at the crosswalk. You just kind of walk across the street, and it was super weird to get used to, especially because they drive on the different side of the road. So instead of looking right, I don't even know. I'm all messed up with my sides of the roads now because I'm still thinking half US, half Ireland. But you have to look the opposite direction, and that's weird to get used to. But at the crosswalks, I think this is a common problem because they actually have arrows telling you which way you have to look. So it'll say, and it says like in block letters, look left with an arrow pointing left, or look right with an arrow pointing right. So I think that's a pretty common problem. But if you're not just jaywalking through the crosswalk where you're walking where before it says start walking, if you're just on the normal street, you have to know which way to look, and that's really hard to get used to. Yeah. Number 21, they have. So we would call like a blanket, if you're going to bed and you have like a blanket, we would call it a comforter, or I mean, you might even just call it a blanket. And then we would have like sheets and stuff as well. And then the fitted sheet, they have duvets instead of comforters. And it's actually different. It's not just like a different name for the same thing. It's almost like a pillowcase that they put over a blanket, like a thick blanket. And like it's the duvet and the duvet cover. And the duvet is the blanket. The duvet cover is the cover that goes over it. And to put it on, you put it inside out, stick your arms up in the corners, you grab the corner of the duvet, and then you shake it down onto the duvet. And then you hold it up, and then you button the bottom closed. And then I think it actually is a pretty good idea, because then if you want to either change the look of your room or if you want to wash it, you don't have to deal with the entire thing. If you want to change the look of it, you can take it off, buy a new cover, which is relatively cheap, and then put it on, and he didn't have to deal with buying an entire new like bed sheet set. If you want to wash it, it doesn't take up the entire washing machine to wash it. All you have to do is take it off, and it's just basically a sheet. But it is weird to get used to, and it's probably going to throw you off. Some of them button on the bottom, some of them have zipper, some of them just are left completely open. Those are like the cheaper ones that you're probably going to find at a hostel or something. But I have seen those as well. Okay. Duvets. How am I looking? Okay. Well, we still have some more, but it is past 15 minutes. So I'm going to end the video there and have a short part 3 to finish this off. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any comments or questions, as always, let me know down below. And I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I will see you in part 3.